we are on the Danish Red stand. Now, Finn Yule said that one cannot create happiness with beautiful objects, but one can spoil quite a lot of happiness with bad ones. And I think if you look around here, you'll see some absolutely beautiful objects. Most of these products were designed in the 40s. They're original designs, Danish design, and of course, as we know, the Danes do it brilliantly. Jeanette Sorensen is from Danish Red Design, based here in Melbourne.
That's correct.
And tell us a little bit about some of the products you've got on the stand. They look incredibly modern, considering that they've been around since the 1940s. I love, in particular, this chair because red is one of my favourite colours.
Oh, likewise. Thank you. Hence the name Danish Red.
Yes.
This is actually the pelican chair,
Right.
which was designed in 1940, but in 1940 it wasn't produced. It was considered too modern for its time, but it was later put into production. It's a gorgeous and very comfortable chair. Finn design was very organic with his shapes, and you'll find that with all of his shapes.
This is beautiful too, isn't it? This sort of slightly kidney shaped
exactly, it's
table.
called the eye table.
Right.
And this is called the Poet. There used to be a little cartoon series in the 1930s called Mum and the Poet, and they were just like a little love seat.
Right.
You've got the chieftain chair, which is very well known. It's designed in
Yes, I
1949.
love that. I often see that photograph with a skin thrown over it.
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
And it's fit for a king, and when it was first at the exhibition in Copenhagen, the Danish king said, "May I sit in it?" And of course, fit for a king, it became
That's
the
where
chieftain
it's
chair.
made, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
We're very, very excited to introduce Finn to Australia, and for Australia to experience these beautiful designs.
Exactly. Now they tell me that the word hygge is Danish.
Absolutely.
And it means cozy.
Yes, it's a very hard word to actually put a pin. In Denmark, because our winters are so long, we like to have coziness with candles and a lovely ambient, which we create, and we call that hygge and hyggeligt. If things are cozy, then it's hyggeligt, and we do lots of candles, furs, and ambient light.
It's interesting because it's a very popular aesthetic in Australia, the Danish style or the Scandinavian style, and yet the two countries are actually geographically and weather-wise completely different.
Yes,
so I wonder
apart.
what it is that makes these as popular in Australia as it does in Denmark, for example, because you know in the middle of summer here in Australia it's extremely hot, but I feel that these lovely lines actually work really well in a warm climate. So
I think it's also the very timeless designs and their furniture feels light and not heavy.
And use of beautiful materials.
Organic shapes, and I think aesthetically they're pleasing to the eye. It doesn't matter where you are.